Narita Brian, also known as the Shadow Roll Monster, is a 3-star trainee specializing in turf tracks at mile, medium, and long distances in either the pace chaser or late surger positions. Brian was born to the Dam Pacificus and sire Brian's time on the 3rd of May 1991, with his grandsire being Roberto and dam sire being Northern Dancer. He was bred by Hayata Farm, owned by Hidenori Yamaji, trained by Masaki Okubo, and jockeyed by Katsumi Minai, before passing on the 27th of September 1998. During his long career, Brian won multiple major races, set multiple race records, and won multiple awards, such as the 1994 Kyoto Sushinhai Spring Stakes Satsuki Show, Tokyo Yushun, Kyukyo Show, and Arima Kainen, boasting a 12-3-1 record, and earning over 1.026 billion yen in his career. He also won the 1993 Japanese Champion 2-year-old Colt, 1994 5th Japanese Triple Crown Champion, Horse of the Year, and Best 3-year-old Colt, and was inducted into the JRA Hall of Fame in 1998. Brian's relationships with other Umas reflects the multiple rivalries and real-life relationships the horse had. In-game, Biwa Hayahide and Brian are sisters, much like how IRL Brian and Biwa were half-brothers. Brian's rivals Maya no Top Gun and Hishi Amazon also come from the multiple races the two went up against each other in. Brian's racing uniform, at least its colors, are based on her jockey's silks. She wears a sarashi around her chest with a bikini top that has a magenta and white checkerboard pattern around the collar, two-toned shimenawa above and below the bust, and a star on the right side of her chest, a nose bandage on her nose, white jacket with tattered bottom and rolled magenta cuffs, more two-tone shimenawa on the shoulders, bronze pauldrons, and some fluff around her neck, more two-toned shimenawa around her head, fingerless magenta and black gloves with metal cuffs, a brown leather belt around her waist with a checkerboard skirt underneath, black steel-toed boots with mismatched lengths, and bandages around her right thigh. Brian is voiced by Rika Kinagawa, who also voices Yuguri in Zombieland Saga, Korokawa in Sakura of Rice and Ruin, and Kursk in Azure Lane. When raised to 5 stars, Brian has 113 speed, 109 stamina, 122 power, 108 guts, and 98 wit, with a 10% stat bonus to speed and 20% stat bonus to stamina. Her starting aptitudes are A on turf and G on dirt tracks, F in sprint, B in mile, and A in medium and long distances, G in front runner, A in pace chaser and late surger, and D in end closer positions. Brian starts with her unique skill, Shadow Break, which makes it so that, if Brian is passing on the outside in the final corner or later, her target speed will increase to 0.35 for 5 seconds. If she was blocked on the side during the mid-race, her target speed instead increases to 0.45 for 5 seconds. When at Limit Break level 5, Brian has the innate skills of In Body and Mind / Homestretch Haste, which increases her velocity in the last spurt, Beeline Burst / Straightaway Adept, which increases her velocity on a straight, Lone Wolf, which moderately increases her performance when no other Uma has the same skill as her, Preferred Position, which slightly decreases her fatigue mid-race as a pace chaser, and Medium Straightaways, which slightly increases her velocity on a straight and medium distances. For Brian, your career objectives will be: place 5th or better in the Asahi High Furuti Stakes, Junior early December, turf 1600 meters mile. Place 5th or better in the Satsuki Show, Classic early April, turf 2000 meters medium. Place 5th or better in the Tokyo Yushun, Classic late May, turf 2400 meters medium. Place 3rd or better in the Kikuwa Show, Classic late October, turf 3000 meters long. Place 3rd or better in the Arima Kainen, Classic late December, turf 2500 meters long. Place 1st in the Hanshin Daishoten, Senior late March, turf 3000 meters long. Place 1st in the Tenno Show Spring, Senior late April, turf 3200 meters long. Place 1st in the Tenno Show Autumn, Senior late October, turf 2000 meters medium. Placed 1st in the Japan Cup, Senior late October, turf 2400 meters medium. and placed first in the Arima Kainen, senior late December, turf 2,500 meters long. When selecting Legacy Umas, I'd recommend ones with speed, power, and wit for stat sparks, medium, long, and late surger for distance and positioning sparks, and unique skills that either help Brian pass others in the final parts of the race, or keep the lead after passing others, since you'll likely be running her as a late surger instead of a pace chaser given her stats. For this, I'd recommend Special Weak and Nice Nature as Legacies, as both have medium and long aptitudes as well as late surger aptitudes when it comes to distance and running style, and unique skills that help with the late race and passing others. Nice Nature's unique lets Brian fight back against other runners when she's positioned in third place near the end of the race, while Spay's unique increases Brian's speed after passing others, which nicely combos into Brian's unique skill where she passes on the outside on the final corner or later. For support cards, I'd recommend a 2-speed, 2-power, and 2-wits configuration, electing to save Brian's stamina for the last half, or even last quarter of the race, where she'll blast out from the back of the pack to take first place using her power and wit. For this, I'd recommend SSR cards such as Kita-san Blackspeed, Marvelous Sunday Power, and Nice Nature Wit, and SR cards such as Shinko Windy Speed, Nishino Flower Power, and Agnes Tachyon Wit. For skills, a key one to get will be Rising Dragon / Outer Swell, since that specifically is made for increasing Brian's speed while she overtakes other runners on the outside of the track, as well as similar skills such as On Your Left Slick Surge for acceleration in the late race, Hard Worker Fighter for passing, and Outer Post Proficiency to make Ryan run better in those outer brackets if she's placed there. Thank you for watching. Please follow my Twitter and Blue Sky for updates, and please check out my other Arknights and Azure Lane videos as well.